Hello everybody, welcome back to South Rise on Farming Simulator 25. I think this is the last stage of long-grain rice growth before harvest, so let's make sure it has enough water. The rice field also needs to be flooded, so let's cross the ditch and turn on the other pump. And I think both fields will be ready for harvest next month. The fields look amazing. And this dark green appears to be the last stage. But before we move on to next month, we have corn to sell. This is the month with the highest price, so let's take our truck and sell all the corn we have in our silo. We'll have to make 2 trips to deliver all the corn. And I'm seriously considering buying another truck. This truck is great, but for the crops we are growing, it might not be ideal. If we were growing low-yield crops like soybeans, canola or sunflowers, it will be perfect. But we are growing rice and corn, which have very high yields. This means we spend a lot of time on the road. But I don't think this is a map for semi-trucks. So the options we have are quite expensive, and I'd like to save money to buy another field. And I think buying another field right now is the wisest decision. Well, let's sell this first load of corn. Once we sell all the corn, we'll move on to the next month and probably start harvesting the rice. And we got $20,000 from this load, so let's bring the other load. And we are back with another 10,000 liters of corn to sell. And we got $15,000, almost 16. So we got $37,000 in total for the corn. And now let's head back to our farm and then we will move on to next month. It's a new day and it's raining, but the rain will soon stop. Both fields are ready to be harvested, so let's start with the long-grain rice. I'll park the truck next to the field, and we don't need a grain car for this small field. The combine needs diesel, and I think we have a fuel tank in the shed. Yes. But it says the silo is empty, and I cannot find a trigger. So I don't think we can buy diesel from here. So if we cannot buy diesel directly from the tank, we need to bring diesel. And to do this, we need to buy a tank. And if we need to buy a tank, we don't need the tank in the shed. It seems pointless to me. I think I will buy that red tank I use in every series because I know it works. But first, let's harvest this long-grain rice field. The long grain rice is all harvested, and it didn't all fit on the truck. I'll unload the combine onto the grain car so the helper can start harvesting the rice field, and I'll sell the long grain rice. Okay, but let's not forget that we need to fuel the harvester. So I'll buy the red fuel tank. Let's build it here. It will cost $5,300. Okay, and now we need to buy diesel. With this fuel tank, we can buy diesel without having to bring it. I think it's more practical. We just need to buy the diesel, and I think 1000 liters is fine. So let's select here 1000 liters. Okay. And now let's fill the combine, and the helper can start harvesting the rice. The helper always has trouble with the headlands. I hope he can do them today. Okay. So let's sell the long grain rice, and we'll need to make 2 trips. And we got 27, 28, 29, I think $29,000. The numbers are so small. And the combine is stopped, full of rice. We'll have to return to the mill with a small load of long grain rice, but there is no other way. And then everything will be rice. And the helper left a small strip of rice unharvested. I'll have to clean that up, otherwise it will be very difficult to maneuver. Okay. I brought the rest of the long grain rice, and now we can focus on harvesting the rice. Okay, so we got $8,000. And that brings us to $168,000 in our account. And now let's harvest the rice. We got $60,000 for that load of rice. We are reaping gold. I think instead of one field, we'll be able to buy two. And even improve our machinery. Rice is so profitable. That's great. And we will harvest at least two more loads from this field. I don't think we've harvested half yet. That's great. We'll have a lot of money to invest in our farm. We already have enough money to buy two fields. This one is a great field and it costs $141,000. And I'd also like to buy this other one, which costs $111,000. So we need $252,000 to buy both fields. And we already have almost $290,000 in the bank. But I'm not going to buy anything today. I'll think about it and decide in the next episode. And we can start planning the next planting now. The calendar is different on this map, so let's see what options we have. We can plant corn today. And we will harvest it in August. Yes. And we can drill rice after harvesting the corn, so we can plant two crops in 1 year. Yes? It's morning. So if we don't move to the next month, we can plant corn on this field. And if we buy another field, we can plant corn in both fields. And then we will harvest the corn and we can still drill rice. That's great. But we need to plant the corn today. not today, today. Today in the game. Still in this month. So I think we can do that. We will finish harvesting the rice today, and then in the next episode we will probably buy those fields, and then we will plant corn, and we might buy another tractor. Or should we buy the truck first? I think we can buy the fields and the tractor. We will need another tractor, and we can buy another truck before harvesting. I think we can do that. So we made $35,000 from the corn, and $229,000 plus. This is the environmental score? Yes. So we made $241,000 from the rice. Almost $300,000 selling our crops. That's amazing. And if we buy 2 more fields, we will make even more in the next year. So I think it was a great day today. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye!